So this is it. This is 2 years of preparation. The question is, have I got everything? Am I prepared? Ready for a week in the Lake District doing the coast to coast long distance trail camping. What an adventure this is going to be. Can't believe I've made it. I don't know how many days I'm going to do, but I'm just going to see how far I can keep on going. I got my 2 stones. I'm going to take these from this coast here, the Irish Sea, over to the North Sea on the other side. The adventure begins. All good so far. I'm not at the lighthouse yet, not far to go. This section reminds me of the southwest coast path, which I did almost a couple of years ago now. A section brings back many happy memories, but also quite arduous memories because I wasn't as prepared. You can do 2 things here. You can continue straight on around the cliff or cut the corner a little bit at the lighthouse. Everybody's videos that I've seen, they all cut the corner. I'm going to show you what it's like straight on, because I've not seen anybody film that before. I'm going to follow the original coast to coast path. It's well worth it. I mean, these views, I think I can see Scotland over there. So this is the quarry now, so this is where I start to turn west. So I'm hoping to get to Dent tonight, which is one of the first sort of small hills, 300 meters, something like that, 12 miles, something like that. I'd like to find somewhere to camp around there. So leaving the beautiful view of the sea, I won't see it again until Robin Hood's Bay. So arrived at Sandwith. So my first real glimpse of where I'm heading into the Lake District. Look at that. I can't wait to get there. Look at this. Red eye biltong. I need to get some energy. So just in case I'm all in my wet weathers, I don't think it's required, but a few drops of rain. It's just a drill practice really. Now the sun has gone behind the clouds, it's suddenly gone quite chilly. So I'm quite grateful for the extra layers, even though the rain hasn't arrived, thankfully. That time again, spring, new lambs. And then I'm going to go up there to the top of that big hill. That's my destination. I've got to go through that woodland. It's probably a lot further than it looks. So hopefully I can do that before dark. And I'm going to try and camp up there somewhere. See, this is where all the stealth camping practice counts. Because here I am heading into this forest. It's sort of that time of night where it's going to be dark in less than an hour. And I need to find a place to camp. But I'm totally calm. There's no panic. Not like the first time I did this. As the sun starts to set, you can see the Irish Sea. You can see all the land I've walked so far. The beginning stage of this coast to coast. Scotland. And I think I can see the Isle of Man. Can you see the Isle of Man over there? That's the Isle of Man. Wow, it's fantastic. It's like, reminds me of being back in Tenerife and looking at La Palma, La Gomera. Spectacular evening. It's not for the faint-hearted, this one. And this is just the start. The first real hill. On the left-hand side, that's Sellafield nuclear power plant. Where the sun is, that's pretty much where I came from. So there's some bees is where you can see that tower. So walked around there to where right the way around, and then across all that land, all that farmland, up this hill. Day one. But look at that, it's going to get even more dramatic, I think, tonight. Scotland and the Isle of Man. Wow, this is just makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it? All the effort, all the hours planning, and moments like this, and to be able to share them, it's amazing. Nobody here but me. I'm the only person in the whole world enjoying this particular view right now. Not too far. Absolutely amazing, so happy. It's better than expected. Look at it, all the way around. All the way around. I can see snow on the peaks in the Lake District, and then look at this, the sunset, the Lake District behind me with the peaks. Absolutely incredible. Now I've got to find a place to camp. What a perfect night. I mean, I've got the tent out, I couldn't believe it. There's a lovely spot here that's flat and soft, and I'm right on the summit of Dent. It's like mossy, and I've got the most perfect sunset you can imagine. It's like, look at that, look at those colours. It's absolutely fantastic. I couldn't have hoped for more, prayed for more. What a perfect camp. The best camp I've ever had on my first day of the coast to coast. Can just about film this. It's absolutely amazing. The lights are coming on. You can just about see the tent. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to film much more now. I'm just going to have my food and go to bed. And at this perfect camping location, who knows what tomorrow will hold. Well, it's that time. It's a bright new day. It's 5 o'clock. I've had a good night. I slept through in bits. Very quiet. All I can hear is the odd sheep. Getting my things together on day 2 of the coast to coast adventure. The last of my water, believe it or not. So I'm going to have to find a lake pretty soon to filter some more water, because I'm out. The first bird noise. That's a nice camping noise. First things first, nice cup of coffee. Thank you, Jesus. We worship you. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Well, good morning. It's a bit like setting up a new routine. It's a new living space for 9 days. Well, first day gone, 8 days to go. but you have to find a place for everything and remember where it is. It's a bit like in your house trying to find things. So you have to remember where you put everything in your bag, where you put it out in the tent, and I suppose over a number of days you get a system going that works. But these moments are so precious. It's so, I mean, I'm here now, but I've got another 8 days. Just want to savor it, make the most of it while I'm here. What a place, you know, to camp like this, in the middle of nowhere, nobody else, all to myself, with the views of the ocean. Talking about coast to coast. So this is the west coast, and I'm going to the east coast. So that's the ground I've covered, probably about 12 miles, and then going all the way around to the lakes where I'm going now, where I'm hoping to do at least 15 miles today. Ennerdale water beyond, and so that's going to be beautiful, beautiful lake. Actually the first lake of the Lake District. All packed away, ready to start day 2. No mess, no trace, leave no litter and leave no mess. You can't even tell I've been at all. No sign whatsoever. So it's a bit lighter now, and off I go. Day 2, Ennerdale water. And who knows how far I'll get, but Ennerdale water at least. Into the clouds. Sunrise above the clouds as I go down into the valley and then up to Ennerdale water. So my strategy for this hike, this long distance hike, is, they said I had a total of 9 days. I've got 8 days to go. Fantastic first day, travelling most of it to get here. And I really wanted to have a first day, didn't want to kill myself, you know, so I walked about 12 miles, and just really getting used to just walking every day. So actually today I feel great, you know, my legs don't feel like I've been carrying a lot of weight. I mean, amazingly, they just feel normal so far. But my strategy really is just to take it just one day at a time. So I just want to keep on going, so I don't want to push myself too hard, get lots of blisters, aches and pains, and then have to end the trail and go home, because I've got the whole length of time, the 9 days, to try and get as far as I can get. So it's a bit like the tortoise and the hare, isn't it? Do I want to be a hare and then, well, maybe get injured and only do 2 or 3 days? Or do I want to be a tortoise and just keep on going for the whole time? Pretty steep going down here. Last night was about 1 degree, I don't think it hit freezing, but it was 1 degree, and I was lovely and warm in the Thermarest Neo Air X Firm and Rob 700 sleeping bag. Absolutely fine, not even one shiver at any point. Now, should I filter some water here or wait till later? I have any water. I think I'm going to filter some here so I've got something. There it is. Be free. Good thing with this is I can just drink it straight out. No chlorine taste. Beautiful fresh water. Just what I needed. Getting a bit dehydrated, I had no water left. So I'm going to take this with me and then just refill as I go now. Just so I'm carrying 1 litre. Self-sufficiency in water. That means I can keep going on this trip. Just have energy bar for now. Can't be bothered to make porridge this morning, so I just want to get up and away. I'm walking the footpath to see how far I'll get, but there's no pressure, and I'm just going to enjoy my time out here. And it's just dictated a little bit by the weather. This morning's a beautiful day, so I just enjoy this early morning, the sound of the spring, drinking that water. It's just an idyllic little spot, isn't it? And this is just the start of the lakes. I'm not even at the lakes really, but even here it's a beautiful place. I do feel a bit like a snail because I've got my backpack on with my house in it, with my tent, with my mat, with my food. I've got everything with me, and the pace I'm going, it's more like a snail than a hare as well, or more like a tortoise, should I say. But I really don't mind. I'd rather keep going and not get injured and enjoy the journey and not fall over on the stones. They wild horses came over the top there and straight up here. I was a bit nervous they were going to come for me. They all bolted over that cliff there, straight over the edge, straight down that side. I think somebody's dog chased them and it set them running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 black horses. 12 black horses. On the Dale Bridge now, you can see it's the main valley, and then it sweeps to the right. And then Emmerdale Water, the first lake of the Lake District. I can't wait to get there. Should be half an hour and I'll be there. No full English, but I'm going to have a panini, I think. Look at this, absolutely glorious Emmerdale Water. Fantastic, isn't it? Look at the size of it. The first lake in the Lake District from the west coast. I'm going to walk along the right hand side. There's a footpath. There's nobody here. I haven't seen anyone, and it's not like it's very early anymore. It's 11 o'clock, even beyond 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning. There are some more challenging bits going around this lake, but there you go, you can see the end now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take my bag off and just put it down the side. There, I've made it down in one piece, but I took my backpack off. I wouldn't go down that with like 12 kilograms on my back. Finally reached the end. It's a real marathon to get around it. Beautiful. You just have to keep plodding along. Eventually you come to the end. Leaving the lake section, now I'm going to go into the woodland all the way through. It's like a plantation woodland. It's quite long, but it's a long following the river. It's going to be a few miles, I think. So I'm going to get my head down and see if I can cover some miles. It's now 2:30 in the afternoon. Feel really good. Don't have any pains, any muscle aches. I don't have any blisters. My feet are fine. I've washed my feet. So all in good shape, and that's how I'm trying to play this. Probably walk until 5 p.m. That means I've been on my feet a long time. So I'm going to do about another 4 miles, and I'm going to get to near to where the YHA is. I'm not going to stay there, but it's a beautiful spot. I've seen it before. So I'm going to get there because it's going to rain tonight. So I want to be set up and in the tent before it rains. I know what time it's going to start. As you can see, the clouds coming in, and it's on the tops of the mountains. And a bit of a breeze. So I'm going to walk for about 1 hour. I'm going to hope to set up somewhere ready for the rain to hit. And then I think it's going to be wet tomorrow and probably Tuesday, so it's going to change now. I've been quite fortunate so far, it's been dry, but you're going to get some rain on these hikes. I think that's called Pinner. So really now heading into mountain territory. You know, it's like Scotland or Canada. It really does seem really wild out here. Black Sail Hostel. What a place. It's going to rain tonight, so it's quite tempting to ask them, isn't it? Not that I would think they would have spaces. Can I find somewhere to camp around here? That is the question. They've got a toilet, that's for sure. How sad is that? Camp here. There's nobody here, I'm just going to camp here. If it's not open, why not? There's nobody here. What a perfect spot. This is where I'm staying, putting the tent around the green there, but it's not that sheltered. It's more sheltered down here. I'm going to get set up right outside. If anyone comes, they have to open up the YHA, won't they? If it got really bad and it was really stormy, which I'm not expecting, just heavy rain, I'm not expecting really strong wind because it would whiz up this valley. I would hide in the back. At the back there's like a lower area. I could get in there and put a tarp over. Right here, a little bit windy, but there's no other option. And they haven't locked the toilet, so they even left a Calma bar for somebody. So I've got a toilet, I've got to worry about that. It's absolutely perfect as long as no one comes back. But what can I do? Is a storm coming? It's the only place I can go. I'm just going to camp on the green right in front here. What a place to camp. I'm going to put the door facing that way because the wind is coming through the valley, blowing up that way. So I'm going to get the tent up and then see what happens. This has got to be a first, hasn't it? It's a stealth camp at the Youth Hostel Association. Look at that. I think the tent looks fantastic, don't you? That shape, the tippy tent. So I've faced it into the wind because the wind's going to go right through this valley. Right up there. That's where I'm going tomorrow. Look at that. My goodness. What a place. Now this, I know I said it last night, but this is the best place I've ever camped. And I'll probably say that every night. There's no doubt, is there? There you go. Get a bit of a balloon effect. We'll see what happens in the wind. It's rock hard, so it's difficult to get the pegs in, but I've got them in as far as I can get them in. They're pretty tight. And then I've got a contingency plan if it gets too bad. It's not a bad view, is it? Watching the clouds come in from the tent. This is the view I've got. What a campsite. What a camp spot. It's going to be interesting tonight. The rain's starting to come already. I'm so glad I'm inside. It's going to be a fun night, I think. And then it's going to be rainy next 2 days, so you never know what you're going to get. Well, you're guaranteed to get some weather like that, like this, in the Lake District. So I'm going to be confined to the tent, I think, now. It's only a one skin, so stop this coming up. So you can see the storm coming in. I'm going to find some rocks just to dig out these corners right there. So this is probably going to be my stormiest camp so far. I'm sure this tent's up to it, but I have to wait and see. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be like Bushman and Blue, but hopefully not that dramatic. I've just left this side open with mesh. I can always zip it up later, but I'm just, how can I close the door and just look at the inside of a tent when I've got a view like this and I can watch the rain coming in. We'll see how this tent does in this weather then, shall we? Hopefully it's calmed down. I don't know if it has, just very quickly it has. We'll see what happens as we set in for the night, it looks like. If it dies down I'll cook something, if not I'm just got to play it by ear. It's gone dark now, so it's 8 o'clock. Clouds are much lower, but I'm dry in here, really no problem. All organised. That was frantic. I couldn't film anything, but goodness. It was just, the wind was like, I don't know, I wouldn't like to say, it was at least 50 miles an hour, maybe more. But anyway, it reversed as well. So the tent wasn't set up right, so that if wind came from no direction, it was just going to take it out. So I had to take really drastic action and put everything in dry bags, just get out of there before the whole thing took off with me in it. You can probably hear it outside. It's like, if you wonder where I am, I'm actually in the toilet of the YHA. Now, thank God this is here, because without this, I don't know what would have happened. It's pouring down as well now. So this is the room for the night now. I'm safe. Saved all my things. I took evasive action. I could see what was happening. This was my contingency plan if it did go sour. So anyway, yeah, I'm in here for the night. I'll have to try and sleep sitting on the toilet if that's possible. I don't know, it's really a bad storm, and that's not what the forecast said, just some rain, but not like, you know, such high winds. There's no way I would have attempted this if I'd known. But I checked the forecast and it was just rain, and I think it was like 15-mile-an-hour gusts. It was nothing. Anyway, the result is got the thermarest to protect me from the toilet. Extreme measures here. It's cold. So luckily I've got some merino wool underlayers which I kept for emergency, put those on, and I'm okay now. Everything else is soaked, look. So that's me tonight in here. So how do you sleep in the toilet? Well, it's quite a clean toilet actually, I'm not complaining. At least I'm not in the storm. I've got in my sleeping bag, I'm off the floor, just sort of popping myself on the wall. This is where good equipment is essential. I mean, this rub sleeping bag, can wrap it around me. I'm just standing up for a minute just to get the circulation going, and the thermarest kept me warm. The best thing I did was I made sure this stayed dry, put it straight in the dry bag and got it out of the tent before it got soaked, because it would have got soaked. And if this had got soaked, it would have lost all the warmth. So that was a really important thing. Main thing is you've got to keep this dry, and so you've got a way of staying warm, because out here, you know, it's going to be near freezing. And again, with the if you get everything soaked, you're going to be in trouble quite quickly. So really thankful that I managed to get into this little toilet here and just wait this out. I'm warm, I'm fine, but it just shows you how quickly things deteriorate. And I did have this as a contingency. I wouldn't have, without this toilet being here, I wouldn't have been just camping there. So it was a blessing that I happened to be here at this YHA, even if at this youth hostel, even though it's closed. At least I could use the toilet. 30ish. So I'm just waiting for daylight, maybe at 6:30, just to assess the situation. I think it's going to be really too bad to go over the mountain, to be totally honest. So I'm going to reassess things, see if I can get a lift out of here from somewhere. Got no phone signal, which is not ideal, but there is somebody actually staying here. I think a worker stays here, so maybe he can give me a lift into town or something. And then I think I'm gonna probably have to get into a B&B or something just for a night until things settle down, and then regroup and continue the coast to coast adventure. Complete whiteout. Still raining. There's no way I'm going over there today. Can't see anything. I'll get lost in no time. Look at that, there's no way I'm going up there. Absolutely no way in the world. Just have a quick look to see if I can find any pegs. I did lose 2 pegs. There's no way I'm going over there today. Not. You know, get back in the dry and get wet. I've got everything ready, so I'm ready to sort of go. Tent in this bag, totally soaked, everything else in there. No let up in the weather whatsoever. Still blowing a lot and very wet. I'm going to get soaked, so I'm hoping maybe I get a lift with this guy or woman into town. That's what I'm really hoping. So it's 8 o'clock. There must be some stirring soon. I'll wait and see. Probably give them a scare out of their minds. Try not to scare them. But I think that's the plan. I can't stay here forever, and I'm not going over the mountains like this. I'm going to go back in a Dale Bridge or somewhere, see if I can find somewhere to stay until this storm clears. Well, I've spoken to the woman here who's at this youth hostel, and the one going backwards is full, so there's no space there, so I've got no alternative but to go on at least 5 miles over the mountain, which is going to be fun, but it's 5 miles. The path, I've researched the path, I should be fine. I'm going to try and do it in 2 or 3 hours. It's quite high elevation, and then I'm going to go from there. So up to the mountain we go in the fog. So that's my home for last night, and off through the mountain. Now this is going to be an adventure, that's for sure, and you can see how much water there was last night. Just making sure I stay on the path. What can go wrong, really? Just being careful because it's quite slippy. The waterfalls there, look, there's so much water. It's rained non-stop for, I don't know, 15 hours now. Look at the water coming down there. The wind is behind me, so sort of blowing me along. So this is my first river crossing. Look at this. There's a footpath. I'm going to put this away and film from the other side. I survived. I found a way across. I'm at the top, I think, or near the top. All the waterfalls down there, all the mist. It's like going up a staircase, one after the other, just one step at a time. And eventually you get up to the top here, well, not the very top, but at least to the end of this pass, to some open ground. And I go off to the right, follow these cairns. So it's pretty wild on the top here. It's like a river everywhere. Try not to disappear in the bog. Here's another cairn. I'm so glad I came this way today. There's nobody else. I wonder why. Let's see how this strong jacket copes with this torrential rain at the top of the mountain. True rain test. Icy wind. Straight up, it must be 600 metres or something. I can't wait to get to the youth hostel. Poor tramway. As you can see, it's flooded, but it takes me down to the mine shaft and to the mining area, and that's enough for today. I think I'm going to call it a day, get to Borrowdale, and then I need to get my head down, I think. This is the descent down the old tramway. Wow, what a battle. But I feel the sense of success. I've broken the back of it and it's all downhill from here. It's very slippy. Easy break a leg. That would not be funny. You can see how people get into difficulty, can't you? And this is certainly true of these steps here. Absolutely deadly. And just when you think you're there, your guard's gone, but I'm taking it very slowly down here because it's so slippery. No wind, no rain. The first time in 3 hours. What an achievement to get down here. Now, where's the youth hostel? Mountain rescue, which I didn't call them today. Wild West. Welcome to the Wild West. YHA now. I'm so glad to see you today. I need a battery charger. It's a third day, maybe one day earlier than expected, but I need to charge things and myself. Well, there's no one here yet, so it's a long time since I've been to a YHA, in fact probably 30 years. So I'm not sure what time they open, probably 4 o'clock or something. But there's a lovely cafe just back there. But first let me just do the test. So has this let water in? Has the rod jacket let water in? No? See? Totally dry. Totally dry. Absolutely totally dry. A little bit of condensation. No. On the sleeve, a little bit of condensation, very light, but totally dry. So that's the rod Ascent. I think it's called the Ascent. I can't remember what it's called. I think the rod, and that was pounded. Look at that on the back. That was pounded for about 3 hours driving rain from But back here, nothing at all. So that's a win, isn't it? Fantastic. So what about these Gore-Tex trousers? Let's test these. Have they let water in? So the Army Gore-Tex trousers are only £26. Supposed to be breathable, but you can see I've got a little bit of water there, mostly dry, but slightly damp, I'd say. Not soaking wet, this side's dry, but slightly damp, but it could be condensation as well. So I don't know if you can have really waterproof trousers completely, but they're not that. They're slightly damp, and they'll soon dry, these trousers. So yeah, still not bad for £26 anyway. Obviously the Raab jacket cost almost, well, not 10 times, but 7 or 8 times more than this. So I guess you get what you pay for. And what's the verdict of these Solomon hiking boots? Are they waterproof? They're Gore-Tex as well, and I even sprayed them with the waterproofing. Have they leaked on that walk? Well, unfortunately, yes. My feet are soaking wet, but it was, I don't know if you can have I don't know if you've got a boot that doesn't let in any water, but my socks are soaked, absolutely soaked. So they're sort of shower proof. It takes a while, but you can see after 3 hours of torrential downpour, they're soaked. What about the Osprey backpack cover? Does that keep out the rain on a rain test? Well, let's have a look. And I'd have to say, yes, it has worked. People said it was showerproof, but actually it's totally dry. Totally dry. So that's kept my pack, and that was torrential for 3 hours. It is totally dry. So that does actually work. That's amazing. I've got everything in dry bags anyway inside, just in case. But yeah, it's a win. You never know what your kit is going to do until you take it out in conditions like that. So I hope you like this rain test. I did a rain test before. I tested this before I came. I tested the trousers. I've tried to refine things, and I don't think there's anything that's absolutely perfect, but I hope these little insights are helpful to you. So I hope that was interesting. Waiting for the YHA to open. What do you do? I might have a nap on here, I think, as soon as I didn't sleep last night. Well, it's after 4 o'clock now. I thought they'd start opening at 4 o'clock. Not a sign of anyone. The car park's empty. No way of knowing if they're coming to open this tonight. It would be nice to get my own room and have a shower and use the facilities and the chargers and everything, but it might not happen. I might have to camp here. I might have to stealth camp here in this corridor. But outside it's blowing a gale. The weather's just as bad as it was all of last night. There's no way I'm going to go out there. So at least it's dry in here. And you know, it's warm with the sleeping bag on, it's cold if I don't have it on. So that's my view of the slate mine. You can actually see the fell now, the hill. Couldn't see it at all before, so I guess that's something. But I'm just going to have to wait it out here. It could be a lot worse, and it could be a lot better if they came and opened the place up. As you can see, I've got my things everywhere, hanging up, hopefully drying, I don't know. Taken over the place. Thank God the door is open. I did manage to sleep a couple of hours as well this afternoon. So I do feel better. I did get some food, some soup. There's a cafe around the corner. And a sausage roll, would you believe? some real food for a change. It's really odd being sort of off grid. I've got no signal. I can't communicate with anyone. I hope nobody's worried about me. No phone signal. And well, that's it. I'm just going to wait here, wait it out until I can get out of here and get to a phone signal at some point. So this is becoming a familiar look. It's lovely and warm inside here, conserves my heat, and I don't know what I'd do without this, to be honest. If I didn't have a proper sleeping bag, I don't know if I would have survived last night, really. It would have been very uncomfortable. Because I had to sleep like this, pretty much, sitting on the toilet last night. So, one night on the toilet. I've never slept on the toilet all night before. Oh dear, the YHA trying to attack me. So, one night in the toilet, one night in here. This is luxurious living, isn't it? Wow, no expense spared on my holiday. You're not supposed to do this indoors, but I've got no choice. It's so windy outside, so I'm going to open the door. As far as I can see, there's no smoke alarm in here. So coffee in here, brewing nicely, and porridge in here. I thought I'd have a late breakfast. Hot coffee, just what I need. Oh, very hot. I'll stay hot for ages in there. And then porridge. And I've got water in the corner to wash up behind me. It's not bad, this camping at the YHA. Everything I need. Planning the route for tomorrow. I've covered 30 miles, half the Lake District, and 30 miles to go until I end the Lake District. So on the menu tonight is the Sea Summit to Eat, it's called. I'm going to say Sea to Summit. It's pasta bolognese. It's a bit uncouth, probably eating in bed, I don't know. But hey, looks really good actually, this Summit to Eat. It's actually really good, tastes like a proper meal. Not like some of the other ones you can have. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, and as you can see, I'm all set up now. You can see my whole, everything's arranged. I've got all I need. My chair, can read tonight, do a bit more research about the walk, and I'm going to have an early night, and then get up early tomorrow, and off I go, hopefully. Still really foggy outside, still blowing the gale. But hopefully tomorrow brings a better weather. Who knows? It is. I mean, it was forecast rain, but I haven't been able to check today. Hopefully it's improved. And tomorrow I'm hoping to get to Grasmere, and then I really need to charge everything, so I will check into a B&B or something in Grasmere, hopefully. So this might be probably be more salubrious tomorrow, but this is fine. It's almost like a bothy really, but nobody else here, so brilliant. Anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow. End of day 3, and I look forward to day 4 tomorrow. Day 4 is here. Well, that's it. What a great night at the YHA. See you next time. Here, left it clean and tidy, just as I found it. So it continues much like yesterday, blowing a bit of a gale, but I can see the mountains. and it's coming behind me, the rain. Hopefully it's blowing me along the coast to coast on day 4. I wonder what today holds. Coming into the Borrowdale Valley, and I think, actually thinking about, this is where I was supposed to be last night really. I was supposed to come to Borrowdale YHA because a woman told me they had rooms available, but I stayed at the wrong one. But actually I probably had a better night's sleep in that one because there'd be no noise, there's no people, so I had it all to myself and it didn't cost me anything. So it's picture perfect, this village, with the backdrop of the mountains. What more could you ask? Absolutely soaked but dry inside, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, I might just readjust a few things and just have my coffee in here. Through the valley and beyond. It's actually stopped raining. After over 40 hours of non-stop rain and storms, the rain has stopped. Don't know how long for, but I'm still going to celebrate the fact the coast to coast goes along the Cumbria Way at this point. And so it's very rocky, very interesting along the river. As I showed you, just walking between these mountains on either side, walking to Stones Wakes. I think that's what it's called, Stones Wakes. I'm actually lost for words, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I'm also not sure if I've reached that sort of slightly crazy point. Maybe I was at the crazy point before I set off, you'll say. But I'm just, how can I say, this is like the 4th day totally on my own, no interaction really, cut off from the internet most of the time. On this trip I've been very careful with my feet, because once your feet are sore, that's it, it's you can't enjoy your hike anymore, and it may end your trip. If I have any hot spot, even if just like a nerve, I stop, I check my feet, I either put a plaster on it or I put Vaseline on it, and so far that's worked. So all I've done really is put Vaseline on my feet, keep them clean, and no problem so far at all. I've got about 8 miles to go for today. It's still early, it's only 11 o'clock in the morning, but we'll see how long it takes. You have to allow a lot more time because of the weather, it's very slippy. One advantage of lots of rain for 2 days is you get to see these spectacular waterfalls. Look at that, coming over there. I think I'm going over the top, so I'll show you the view at the top. You don't want to get wet feet this time like the last one. Oh, there you go. That's it, I made it. Wait for it, I think we're going to get a big reveal in a minute. Let's see. I think I'm coming over the edge of the coming over the edge of the top. What is on the other side? Look at that. All the way around. Beautiful. I've got to go over the top of there and down the other side. Am I still on the footpath? I don't know. Thank God I found the footpath again. I was climbing up that one. You can't tell if it's a footpath or not. I mean, it's hard. Say goodbye to Borrowdale. At the top now, I think. Let's see what's on the other side. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, fantastic. This is the summit of, I'll put the name below. Wow. And that's what I've just climbed up there. That was really tough. If you can't see anything, just stop and have a good look. Eventually you'll come back to the path, but especially on a day like today, you could disappear in the bog. I mean, wow. That's what you gotta do. Need I say more? That's why I tied it on. That would have been gone easily. Always best to check the GPS, get back on the path and get out of trouble, because if the cloud suddenly came in, like it is coming in, you know, it's coming over now, it would be totally foggy up there and you would be lost in the fog. Definitely found something. I was lost. But this looks more promising now. I'll check my map. I'm hoping I'm down in the valley. It will be a bit easier from now on. No more mountains today. With the plunge tool. Had a bit of an accident and fell over crossing the river, so I'm okay to spot my nose, my glasses. There was blood everywhere, but I'm okay now. So I'm so glad it worked out okay, because if I slipped down further I would have been down the waterfall. I mean, it doesn't actually bear thinking about. I was at the top there and just slipped. I'll say more about it later, but a bit shaken. But it doesn't bear thinking about how dangerous that would have been, because if I had gone down there, that would be the end of me, I think. And fortunately I was just stuck by a rock. Anyway, I need to get out of this mountain. You can see the waterfall behind me. Well, my nose has been bleeding all the way back pretty much, but I think I'm okay. I can't wear my glasses at the moment because that's where my nose is cut on both sides. So that was the waterfall that got me, but I got down safely and I'm almost into Grasmere, so hopefully I'll find somewhere to stay now. Not long now. Well, good morning. This is day 5 and I found this brilliant guest house. They have just been so helpful. I arrived looking like a complete mess. All my nose all bloody, and I was soaked to the bone. You saw what I looked like. And I walk into Grasmere. There's quite a lot of high-end shops, so I was thinking, am I going to find somewhere? I mean, it was quite sort of, I was in a quite sort of dodgy place, to be honest, you know, exhausted, and after that fall in the waterfall, and also the shock of it, and still bleeding and everything else. So I wasn't sure how bad it was, hadn't seen it. So they took me in here. I'm just like a, I don't know, I mean, just took me in here, no problem. They gave me a cup of tea and a cake, and put some of my things in the drying room. Just absolutely perfect. I prayed I'd find a place. I said I'd need a place with a bath, with a shower, nice place. And the first place I walked into came across, which said it was a guest house, had vacancies, and I came in, they let me come in, and here I am. So I booked in here for 2 nights. So I'm here for the whole of today, taking a 0 day, as you'd say, as a hiker, and just to recharge, regroup. And my nose, I was really worried. It was like quite a deep sort of cut, but with my first aid kit, I've managed to dress it, clean it up with the sterilization things in my first aid kit. Thank God I had that, and put like a bandage on it last night, and it seems to have started to heal up already. I mean, last night I was worried that I might need stitches. I really thought I need to go to might need to go to hospital today, but I'm still going to get it checked out at the pharmacy, but I think it's okay. I'm feeling so much better today, so I'm so thankful that I'm able to stay here. And what an adventure. It just shows you things can deteriorate pretty fast. That was quite a shock. It really was, you know, to fall down into that stream, well, into that torrential waterfall. I don't know how I didn't get swept off. I don't know how I didn't lose everything, or lose my glasses even my glasses are fine. Yep, so that's the update. I'm going to go down to my full English, dress my wound. I don't look great, but I found a way to put my glasses on at least. You've got to do what you've got to do, and don't. I got a clear bill of health from the pharmacist, so I'm fine. I'm good to go. I'm glad I'm staying in the guest house today. Good morning. It's day 6, Thursday, and it's nice and early. So yesterday I had a lovely rest day, and just looked around town, and you know, you do the things that you do, such of just wandering around aimlessly in the Lake District, looking at hiking gear, eating cakes, that sort of thing, eating nice food. I got all my kit ready in the evening. I was feeling quite excited about doing the next stage, getting all the way to Patterdale and then going over the hills to Shapp. But then I've checked the forecasts, and it looks like it's going to be, you know, high percentage of rain for most of today. Doesn't look too bad at the moment. It's been pouring down like a storm, and very strong winds overnight. There's forecast of hail and snow on the mountains, and big wind gusts, 40 miles an hour plus. And whilst I really want to continue and go further, I just had a bit of an uncomfortable night thinking about it. In my gut, I was just thinking, should I really do this on my own at this time of year? I think the best thing I can do is probably to end this section here. I think it would be wiser to come back in 1 month's time, and then to continue from here where I've left off. And just thinking about it last night, in my heart of hearts and in my gut, I just felt really uncomfortable about setting off today. And sometimes you have to listen to your sort of intuition, as it were, which is usually the best decision. So I'm going to head back today. This is the end of this part of the Coast to Coast. So thanks so much for watching. It's been so much fun. I'll be back in a month's time to continue this adventure. But I'll also be doing some other camps in the meantime to sort of get back on the horse, as it were. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So this has been my lovely home for the last 2 days, for well, night 4 and day 5, and now I'm leaving. And I really recommend this place, so homely, and I couldn't recommend the hosts anymore. But I'd just like to say a big thank you to Jim and Jenny for making me feel so welcome here at this guest house. I mean, it's just been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, you're welcome. Welcome, Richard.
They've been like my guardian angels. When I showed up, and my face was just bleeding, and I was drenched to the skin, and I had no booking, and they still let me in the inn.
No,
you're very welcome.
It's our pleasure.
It's been lovely to have you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's no problem.
Yeah, and so if you're ever in the Lake District and in Grasmere,
Yeah, look us up.
Look you up. I'll put a link in description. And they do get booked up, and it's no wonder. That's why it's a miracle I got a room. And yeah, give them a call. And I recommend staying in Grasmere if you do the coast to coast, because it will break up the journey, and you'll be refreshed, and you'll feel new again. So thanks again.
Ready for the next adventure.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's been lovely to have you.
So welcome. Here I am, back in Grasmere. Now I'm back on the coast to coast, picking up from where I left off 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks later, my nose has healed. I'm raring to go. I've got 9 days to see how far I can do this time on the coast to coast. So walking from Grasmere to Patterdale, so 8 miles I'm hoping to do this morning. Starting at just before 10 by the time I got over here. Stayed last night in Keld, so that was nice. Got in a bit later than expected, but it wasn't too bad. It's only like 3 hours from London Euston. It's amazing, really. But anyway, so got in last night, stayed in the travel lodge, and we had to get the bus over here. It still took an hour and a half to get over here this morning. So now the earliest I could get here was like just after 9:30. So now it's about 10. So I'm going to go for the whole day, see how far I can go. I want to get through Patterdale in the next, I don't know, 4 hours or so. And then beyond from there, I think it's 15 miles to Shapp. I don't know if I'm going to do all that. I may try, and if the weather holds up, I'll try and camp somewhere. And the good news is, the weather I can actually see, and it's not actually raining at the moment. It's bound to be rain, but hopefully it's not like last time. So far you can actually see the hills, can see the views, and I'm optimistic that just this last stretch through the lakes, some high altitude today, going to be 500 meters this morning, and then 700 meters this afternoon, which is the highest point on the coast to coast. So yeah, it's not an easy day by any stretch, but really feeling good about it. Gonna take it in my stride, hopefully. No fear. The big difference is that the stones are dry. And actually there's a bridge as well. Good news is it's going through the valley. You can see where the wall goes. Not over the top, at least at this point anyway. And then I think it will go up higher at the end of the valley. First shower of the day, and as soon as you put this on, it stops, but maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, I'm just making sure I keep everything dry again. I've got everything in dry bags anyway. Too far now to get over this craggy section. You can see it's quite challenging again, but I'm okay. Just going to get over the top here, and I think I'm going to get a brilliant view of Grasmere Tarn. Look at that. So that's it, Grasmere Tarn. challenge today is going to be getting to Patterdale and beyond, and maybe getting to Shapp, because the weather is sort of going to be some showers, but tomorrow is going to be a lot of rain. So I really want to get cracking today, even though it's the first day. I want to get over the mountains out of the Lake District before all the rain sets in tomorrow. So I do have a bit of pressure to get out of here, but I want to make the most of it while I'm here as well. But I don't really want to be here in torrential rain again. So I think I've got another 2 hours to go to Patterdale. It's pretty much all down through the valley, Wiske. It's not quite as bad now, and the path is getting a bit easier, not so craggy as I get to Wainwright Lodge. This is Mountaineers Outward Bounds, Allswater. It's quite intense, isn't it, this walk? But part one is just getting to Patterdale, and part two is going to be going over some higher elevation than this afternoon, and then hopefully down the other side. We'll have to wait and see. I need to film this. Can you see a shadow? I've got a shadow. Actually got some sunshine. I think that's the first time in the Lake District I've experienced sunshine. So I've just bumped into Mark here, who's also walking the coast to coast, and he said, he asked me if I did YouTube because he said he'd seen my video.
Yeah, I watched you last time, and we had that catastrophic fall.
Yeah.
On the way down from Grasmere. Yeah, just hope the weather holds out for you this time.
Yeah,
And you get as much as you've done as you want to.
that's right. So here it is. This is Patterdale. Hopefully won't be needing them later. So I need to make a decision. It's coming up to 2 o'clock, and should I push on to do the 8 hours across through the mountain to Shapp, which will be pretty intense, I'd imagine. Should I camp here? I'm inclined to push on and try and get through the Lake District in the decent weather, if this is decent weather. I think it is, so I can get to Shapp, but it will mean walking until it gets dark. Track to Angleton and over the hill. It's 8 hours to Shapp. It's 2 o'clock. It's a big ask, but at the very least I want to get up over the top and down the other side somewhere, even if I don't make it all the way to Shapp. Here goes. This is going to be brutal again, but I think the sun is out. Got to make the most of today's weather. Saying goodbye to that valley and onwards. Made it to Angleton. This is one of the most beautiful tarns. This is quite a popular place to wild camp, so it gets quite busy. You can see someone's got a blue tent over there, and this is where I think Grant wanted to camp the first night. We sort of thought maybe camp here, so I'm literally going to push on, keep walking. I feel fine so far. Over the next ridge, which is going up for another to 700 meters. The highest point, going to go over the highest point on the south coast path. On the way to Little Knots. We've got sunshine. Here's horse water. Beautifully sunny now. Horse water on the right, and then little knots straight ahead. The footpath goes right over the top. But what a perfect day to go over the top of this. So this is going to be a lovely evening out walking into the evening. This is the highest point soon. It's going to be windy. Oh, dear. It's nice this side of this wall. It's my fresh spring water. Can't get much fresher than up here, can you? Wow, what a day. I'm so happy. This has been much better than I expected. I've done so many miles and I'm going to do more as well. I'm just going to push on. I'm in the groove now. Cloud is coming in. I think this is where I go left here. Away from the cloud. I think this is it. I think I'm this way along the edge. Look at this. Look at that. It's amazing the views you get up here, isn't it? The clouds are sweeping in now at about, what, 800 meters. And then through the valley we've got sunshine over there. And that's where I'm sort of heading down that way. Up over here. Along this ridge and down the other side down to that reservoir down there. So I wonder if I'll beat the cloud. Or am I going to be in the cloud? Anyway, I've got my wet weather gear on just in case. So the clouds are sweeping in around me. I'm on this very clear footpath, so I'm not worried. And I've got my wet weather gear. And I know once this gets around the ridge, I'm going down there towards that reservoir. So although the weather is coming in, I'm sort of getting out of it now. And then I'll be in the valley where it's more manageable then. But yeah, I don't think I'll be camping up here tonight, even though it is beautiful at the moment. What amazing views. Here it comes, look. Really getting foggy now. What an amazing view. I mean, pretty soon I might not have that view anymore. You can see it's going now, that view. I've got the GPS. Shows me exactly where I am, even if I've got no signal. It pinpoints me on the map, on the Ordnance Survey map. Even if it was totally foggy, and even if it was dark, I could still find my way out of here, I think. So don't worry about me. Highest point, the coast to coast, and now this is the descent. So go down, get out the wind, and things will get a little bit more normal. Well, I'm still making my way down here, down this crag. Very challenging, taking me a while. I'm still not down to the lake, it's such a long way down. But I'm making progress, hopefully you'd be down soon. And I've got a bit of news. I'm going to be staying in Shapp, so my pod is booked already. Grant has phoned ahead and booked my pod, so I need to get there before they close. I don't know what time they're going to close, and they've also saved some food for me. Some dumplings and Yorkshire puddings, so thanks Grant for organising that. Now I've got to just walk, I don't know how many miles, probably 6-7 miles, I know, at least, before I can sit down with my my stew and Yorkshire puddings and then get in my pod. Absolutely brutal. So if you're going to do this, you really have to be prepared for that, with walking sticks to lower yourself down. It's not really a walk, it's an obstacle course. This descent took a lot longer than I expected. I mean, it's so steep and challenging on the legs. You can see I'm losing daylight now. The sun's going down over there. I reckon I've got another hour and a half of daylight, something like that. So it will just be head torch time, I think. I'll be doing a coast to coast into the darkness. I'm going to get to this pub for my stew and my pod. The pod is like just a little thing where you put your camping mat in. Oh, my leg's burning. So that's the beautiful view of the reservoir. Got to walk all the way around. Looks quite far. Losing light. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to be walking in the dark. This is the last of the Lake District now. The last lake, I think. I'm going to get my head down and get to Shapp. Okay, so I'm still walking around the lake. I've been walking around for about 2 hours now. I'm still not around the lake. So it's dark and head torch on, walking into the night. It's about 9:30 now. So I'm really pushing it, to be honest. I've thought about just camping somewhere, to be honest, twice, but what puts me off is the fact that the storm's coming through. So I prefer to keep on moving, and also there's very few places along here you can actually put a tent or anything. It's thick bracken and stuff like that, and very slopey. It would be tempting if I saw a perfect spot. Maybe if we just keep walking for another 2 hours, maybe, who knows, I might get to the pub, but I really think it's probably going to be closed by then. So it's always an adventure, isn't it? Always an adventure, never quite sure what's going to happen. So this is something new, literally walking through a field in the middle of nowhere, following the Orton survey by on the satellite, even with no footpath in places, and it is still supposed to be the coast to coast going towards Shapp. It's now I think getting up to 11 o'clock. Time is running out. I can't wait to get there at this point. Here's another turnstile. So hiking at night, nothing will stop me getting to Shapp today. Okay, so I've made it to Shapp, can you believe it? It's 12:30 AM, 30 minutes past midnight, and the guy at the pub is still holding my place for me. What an amazing guy. So literally 5-10 minutes. Wow. So I've done it. So I've walked 24 miles through the mountains. It's ridiculous really, but I just wanted to get out of the lakes today. I'm going to sleep well tonight, that's for sure. It took a little bit longer than expected. I knew it was going to be a late one. But anyway, I'm going to, a few minutes more, and I'm going to be in my pod in the land of Nod. I'll probably say goodnight now. I've made it, I'm safe, and what a start to the coast to coast. 24 miles today. Wow, I've never done 24 miles, and not like through mountains, so that's definitely, I'm definitely happy about that. But it hasn't come without a bit of a sacrifice, but it's going to be worth it. So here is the beer garden at the Crown Inn, fully recommended, the Crown Inn. And I stayed in this pod, like you've probably seen a lot of people do this here. You can camp in the garden. I think it's £5 for a tent, £10 for a pod. So, and Mark saved this pod for me, so I was in there. That's where I slept last night, perfectly dry, no problems. You can see it's a real drizzly day, so I'm gonna get some waterproofs and set off 20 miles to Kirby Stephen, hopefully. The last bit of the lakes now behind me. You can see as the weather's setting in, and I'm heading over the M6, just over that bridge, and that's when you know you've definitely left the lakes. So I'm now in the Yorkshire Dales. This is Stone Castle, pretty amazing up here. The coast to coast is an obstacle course, it isn't a walk, okay? Well, I'm going into Orton now. It hasn't stopped raining once, so it's been quite challenging up there on the Dales. At 8 miles I'm coming into this town, a detour off the trail, probably 1 mile off the trail, so I'm just going to see what I can get to eat, or yeah, maybe even just take an easier day today after yesterday's exertion to past midnight. So it's been raining non-stop. I've camped in a beer garden, so I thought I'll just have a short day today just to rest up. I think I've done about 8 miles. I've got 12 miles to go to Kirby Stephen. But I think just because of the conditions, non-stop rain, it's no fun really, is it? And it's going to be a bit clearer tomorrow, so short day today and then continue tomorrow. It's a lovely village of Orton, well worth a stay if you don't fancy doing the full 20 miles to Kirby Stephen. Finally some camping food. I never get time to eat it. Well, good morning, day 3, and I'm still going. So got up nice and early, and I've made a start at 7 AM. Got everything packed away, wet tent, everything, and I'm on the trail. Can walk 12 miles today. So my plan is to try and walk while it's the best weather like this, and hopefully avoid most of the rain, but who knows. Beautiful countryside. What not to like when you're out on a trail on a Monday morning. Different to a normal Monday morning. Got a whole week ahead of me. Looks a bit brighter where I'm going, towards Sun Begin. Sun Begin, that's a good name. It looks like it's Sun Begin too. Walking straight into the sun. how you do it, not a soul, because I set off so early. So I think I'm ahead of the pack. I'm just coming over the brow to reveal the new vistas crossing England from one side of the sea to the other. But it does make you appreciate your country, that's for sure. Seeing these places down the Yorkshire Dales, of course, the home of the sheep, getting the miles done early. I thought I'd just book ahead on my phone. I've got a signal on the Yorkshire Dales here, sitting in the middle of nowhere, and I've just booked my room already in Kirby Stephen. Yeah, I'll be ready for a night in a nice hotel, the Black Ball Hotel. So it looks fine. Bookings.com. Gonna have a proper shower, charge everything, dry everything, proper food. I think that's fair enough, don't you, after I've had 2 nights out. Whilst I like camping, you know, 2 or 3 nights is probably my limit for time being before I need a bath. Well, firstly you need to charge everything up if you're filming stuff, and you can't seem to do that anywhere. So the only way to do that is really by getting a room. Last night camping in that pub garden, it didn't cost a penny. She wouldn't take anything. It's supposed to be £5, but she just said, well, it's cold and wet out there, basically good luck to you. So it was a free night of camping anyway, but had great facilities, rolling countryside for miles and miles. Hopefully they'll go off to the side now. So the way seems pretty clear now, all the way along following this wall, as far as the eye can see, and then over that ridge. I don't know about drying room, but this is the best drying room here, just nice and sunny, lovely wind, not too much. But now it's perfectly dry, I can pack that away. I don't have to worry about it now. I haven't got to get it out in the hotel. Look at that, beautiful bridge, river. And there's the viaduct, and there's where I've come down from, that wall. And you see the wall on the other side? Coming down there and through this ravine. And now up this fell. Look at that, it's fantastic views. The last fell, hopefully of the day. Not quite. But in the valley, beyond those trees. Reminds me of the South Downs a little bit, the views you get up here. These long grassy sort of climbs, steady climbs. It's got to be just around this corner, but you can't see anything. It must be completely hidden in the valley. Finally hit civilization, Kirby Stephen. Let's find the Black Ball Hotel. This is it. This is what hiking is all about, isn't it? Ending up in a hotel. And it's just in time for the rain. So I made it to Kirby Stephen. That's great. I'm gonna have a shower. It's about time, I think, don't you? Day 4, it's Tuesday. So leaving Kirby Stephen. It's a lovely little town actually, Kirby Stephen. Well worth a stop. And people are lovely and friendly. So it's a lovely night there resting in the hotel in the Black Ball Inn. I checked a bit of YouTube and I thought it was, but I saw that's where Hayes Outdoors stayed. I think it was his videos of the coast to coast that I saw a couple of years ago when he walked the coast to coast in honour of his grandfather. He was struggling too at this point, and I think he went to the pharmacy and he bandaged his knee and his ankle, and I've just put a knee support on my right knee. It's not really bad, but it's starting to just ache. It's a bit of an old injury actually, but it was something which I knocked when I fell into the waterfall 6 weeks ago, and then I also bumped it again a few weeks ago. Going up and down these hills has sort of aggravated it, but with the knee support on so far, feels much better.
He's going to do a little shot here.
Look at that. It's all in bloom, isn't it? We don't know what they're called, do we?
Of course.
I think you just have to keep exploring really, and keep having, like you coming over here on doing the coast to coast. I mean, it takes a bit of guts, doesn't it, to set off?
Well, for us it was a little bit daunting because we haven't done any long hikes, but we used to run marathons when we were younger, so we've pushed ourselves all our lives.
Yeah, well that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we've done
You
cycle
struggle.
trips, 2,000 miles,
Wow.
you know.
2,000 miles?
Oh yeah.
Well, what?
We've been on trips for 3 weeks at a time.
Oh, I see. Wow. So huge distances as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you've got stamina, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
And
We haven't done for a little bit. Our last trips we've gone were about 700-800 miles.
oh, wow. And how old are you again? You're 60,
5.
65. Yeah. Wow. Well, I think it's inspirational. You know, it really is. It's good walking with a bit of company. This group from Canada, they're inspirational, and they might be older, but they're super fit. Well, they're slack packing as well. They haven't got the weight I've got.
Yeah,
As far as I can see,
I know. Oh,
absolutely breathtaking view. I mean, it literally is breathtaking. It is a view that you don't see very often. It's 180 degrees, well, all the way around. Look.
all the way.
And that's where we come from, that direction, I think. Can you see just Kirby Stephen down there,
yeah,
just about.
Yeah.
So all the way over there somewhere is the sea, and then yeah, and over there to the north up to Scotland. I suppose, is it better going over the bridge? Go over the bridge. This is what I mean, the coast to coast is an obstacle course, because you never quite know what you're going to get on the day you go.
You never know.
They're called the 9 standards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. This is it. In a group like this, I'm glad you don't mind me joining.
No, we don't mind. Don't you need a hand sometimes?
Because it wouldn't be much fun on your own through here, would it? What an adventure!
We got it. We're in England, we have to play British music.
Yeah.
Have to.
Lunch in that shack, and Yeah, it was amazing. We had music, we had fun, we chat about rock and roll stars we talked about. And as soon as we went in there, it started to pour down. It's been raining for about an hour, and then as soon as we came out, it stopped raining. You're not getting your feet dry until you get to your hotel.
No. The water's not as deep high up.
That's it, that's Keld, right by the Methodist chapel. Look at this.
Yeah, Methodist chapel.
So good. Wow.
See, I'm English, you see, so I have to have my cream tea at 4 o'clock.
You know, I make scones at home.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
I make all kinds of scones.
I'm solo again. And my Canadian friends have gone to their hotel and been picked up from Keld. So now I'm leaving Keld on the Swale Trail, still the coast to coast, walking along the river, and I just thought, well, I've done 12 miles, maybe 13 miles. Well, what would be nicer than continuing the adventure into the night and looking for a wild camp somewhere. It's only like 5 o'clock, probably 5:30, so plenty of time, another 4 hours hiking, do some more miles, why not? The river below me in the valley, and I'm walking through the Swale Valley. I'm going to take the low road and see if I can find somewhere to camp by the river, tucked out the way. And there's also some, plan B would be, there's also some like pubs and things on the way in a few miles. So if I can't find anywhere, then I can always try and pitch up in the garden again, in the pub. I think this is around about the halfway point at Keld, somewhere here. Halfway point, so half of the coast to coast is done. Well, this is turning into a perfect stroll in a sunny evening. Just lovely, it's just it's easy, it's soft ground. This is the lower route of the coast to coast. The main route of the coast to coast is on that ridge. Well, sun is going down. Does it sound familiar? Nowhere really to wild camp along here. Main reason, there's some lovely spots, but some of them are overlooked, but the main reason is, if you can see, it's a beautiful wild meadow, and it's protected obviously, so that only the footpath is where you can walk through, and they must have left it for the wildlife. So there's no way I'm going to stick my tent on these wildflowers and wild camp and destroy this natural habitat. So the plan is keep on walking, probably till it's dark, and then there is a pub, I think, in about 4 miles, where I think you can probably put a tent in the garden again. I know it's not wild camping, but right now the name of the game for me is to try and get these miles done, to put me in with at least a chance of finishing the coast to coast this week, which is a real tall order for me, but I don't know, I feel better about it now. If I get to where I want to get to now, another 4 miles tonight, that means I've done quite a big day today. It would have been, I know, it must be at least 20 miles. So if it's a 20 miler, if I can pull a 20-mile day and no real issues, and I'm getting fitter every day, then I may be in with a chance, you never know. Don't know if you can see the light. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. That is the pub. Just before it's totally dark. So I made it. It's about 9:45. I'm in a good place now. I'm only like 3 miles from Reith, which is really tomorrow's walk. So I'm really happy. Just hope now I can put my tent up in the beer garden. So there's no beer garden, but it does say vacancies. So I might be in luck, let's see. So, found myself landing on my feet again. Well, I don't know what you're going to think, you wild campers. I did try to do a wild camp, I really did. I set off to do a wild camp, but honestly, it wasn't really happening. So, got this room on the spec. Nice shower. Yep, it's all good, isn't it? Very nice room. So time to go from the punch bowl in. It's a good place. And yeah, I had to read that a second time as well for my room number. So, back on the trail. This is day 5. This is the first time I've ever done a day 5. I think I'm going to do probably about 15 miles today for the next section to Richmond. To stay at the Punch Bowl Inn, I had to come onto the road for a few miles, and the road is a killer for your feet. But walking on the road, you know, for long distances, you'll get blisters, joint pain probably. So you have to compensate for that and slow down and just do the road section, get back on to the footpath. Thing is, with you dry out your boots at night if you manage to get into a guest house or hotel, and then as soon as you go out the next day it's raining and you have to walk through something like this where you've got very wet undergrowth, and within, you know, half an hour your boots are drenched through. So what I've done today is I've got dry socks on, a plastic bag, a big plastic bag around each foot, but it's better than having completely soaked feet the whole day. Well, we'll see how it works. Ma! So this is Reith. Nice little village, but I'm not going to hang around. I've got my cake, I've got my Cornish pasty, I'm all set for my lunch, and it's going to be a bit brighter. See, amazing it, even though the boots are soaking wet, look, absolutely soaked, my feet are still dry because I've got a little plastic bag inside. So I'm just going to air them a little bit. So what did I get from the bakery in Reith? Beautiful old-fashioned bakery. I showed you what it looked like when I went in. Some gingerbread. Look at that. Ginger cake. I can't remember the name. It's a special name. We've got a beautiful Cornish pasty for lunch. I'm going to enjoy this. A new panorama's opened up now over the top of this. I was hoping that, I hope I can see Richmond in the distance at some point. I think it's going to be one of those with a long trudge into the town. I guess Richmond must be over the top of that, over the next valley. You're on the path, do you mind? You've got the whole field, do you have to sit there? That's it, thank you. You have different battles on this type of walk. You know, as you get sort of a bit tired later in the day. I almost caved in then. In that farm, a taxi arrived. Yeah, a taxi in the middle of nowhere. And went into the farm, and I couldn't see at first if he was dropping people off or he was picking people up. So I have to confess to you, it went through my mind, if he's dropping people off and he's going to go to the farm and then he's going to come back empty, very tempting just to have said, oh, can you give me a lift back to Richmond? He came back and he was full of people, so that temptation was taken away, and I'm still on the trail. Here they come. There'll be no food left. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. So you can see the low road towards Richmond down there, and the River Swale. Been walking down, following River Swale all the way for the last, how many miles? I know, 20 miles? More. 25 miles. And this is like a high road that takes me into Richmond. This is it, Turf Hotel. And cozy, isn't it? So this is Richmond. I made it. Fantastic. Anyway, time to have a shower, I think. Good morning, day 6. And off I go, 7:30. You can't hang around for breakfast, can you? You know, breakfast is at 9. Slight detour. I missed the footpath and now I'm making my way back to it. But look at this lovely woodland here. Smells brilliant with this wild garlic everywhere. Back on the footpath now. It's always so reassuring to get back on the path. I don't think I've lost too much time, but just one of those things, you know, that's how it can really eat into your day. One mistake and you could lose half an hour, even an hour, and also walk extra miles. So it's really helpful to have the GPS to just and check that every now and again, because there are some signs on the coast to coast, but they're, I have to say, they're pretty infrequent. Yeah, so I've got the coast to coast guidebook with the route marked out on it, but without the GPS on the OS app to actually pinpoint my location, I would struggle. I tell you, I'll be lost. It would not be easy. No time for breakfast in the hotel, so done a good 2 hours this morning so far. So I'm down the trail a little bit, a few miles, and now if I have a coffee now and have my porridge. It always starts to rain when you do something like this. That's it. I'll enjoy this and get some energy, and I'll be back on the trail in no time. Just had refreshments at Orton on Swale. In the church here they've got honesty box, or in fact you just ask you for a donation. And it was good to meet up with a couple of the guys I saw in Shapp. They're the ones who actually let me have that pod, so that was funny. So they let me use the pod. They were going to have one each, and then they had a double pod. So thanks for that. It's funny, those guys, you think they'd be going much faster than me. They're much younger, but they're actually on the same pace as me, because, you know, they were at Shapp on Sunday, now it's Thursday, and now they're the same place as me, so I don't feel like I've done too bad. Making good time. In fact, this would probably be my earliest, if all being well, this could be my earliest arrival, which will give me plenty of time to set up camp, have a nice relaxed evening, I think. This section is sort of mainly farmland, so I've not filmed that much, and thankfully it's quite flat. So it'll be 14 miles, which is still a reasonable distance, and but I'm going to get into the campsite at Danby Wisk. A lot of people are pushing on doing 23 miles today, and I've decided against that. I'll explain a bit more a bit later. Yeah, it's going to be a good night camping tonight in the landlord's garden. I called him last night at the pub. There's one pub in this village, So camping in a garden, for me, I've realised a reasonable mileage is 15 miles a day, a consistent 15 miles. Sometimes it can be more elevation, other times not, but that seems to work without pushing myself too much. The other thing is I realised if I'm going to push the 20 miles, 25 miles, just with my pace, then I really would have to walk every day, at least 12 hours, and probably a bit more than that, allowing for breaks, because I'll probably have more breaks. So I would rather do 15 miles, which is still a challenge for me, and at least have some time for my body to rest and recuperate. So as you can see, I managed to get into the garden of the White Swan in Danby, Wisk, and I've got the whole garden, landlord's garden, to myself, I think, tonight, which is nice. Just had a wonderful meal, the best steak pie you could dream of, and a sticky toffee pudding, really nice. So it's been a really good day. That was another 14 miles today. That means on this trip I've done 90 miles. 6 days, that's the longest I've ever done. 6 days consecutively, hiking and camping where I could, and staying wherever I could, in some hotels, as you've seen. So it's amazing that now, with this 90 miles and what I did last time, that means I've done 130 miles of the coast to coast path, leaving another 60 miles to go. To do the remaining 60 miles in 3 days and then rush back to work, and also having to get the train back on Sunday, is going to be too difficult. So what I've decided to do is to leave it here and head back tomorrow. There's another reason for this, and the reason is because at Northallerton station, which is literally 3.5 miles away, I can get a train back to London on the East Coast main line in just over 2 hours. So I could be home very quickly to King's Cross and then get home from there. So, and that means that I can come back again, possibly in September when all the crowds die down over the summer, and maybe do the final 60 miles of the coast to coast. I didn't really expect to finish the coast to coast this time. I know how difficult it is, and I didn't expect that I would complete the whole thing in the time I have. But I am happy that I've completed the Yorkshire Dale section, and now there's just the Yorkshire Moors section to go. I didn't expect to do the coast to coast just all together, but what I was hoping to do this year was to actually walk the whole coast to coast footpath, which hopefully I will do. And it has been a challenge. Everybody's got different levels and different fitness and what they can actually do. I'll share some more on this at some other point, but you have to listen to your body, and you have to do what you can do, preserve your energy and preserve your fitness, and that's really what I've done on this trip. I have no blisters, I've got no injuries, feel good, and I'll just look forward to coming back here next time. But meanwhile, tonight, it's a perfect night here for finally a camp. Haven't had too many camps because of the weather and bits and pieces, and it's not that easy to camp everywhere on the coast to coast, as I found out. But we've got a nice sunset. So I mean, thanks so much for coming along on this. Maybe you always think you'd like to go a bit further, a bit faster, but really I've tried to enjoy the journey, and not really, I didn't want to push it so hard that it was just such a slog that I couldn't enjoy it. So I've really enjoyed it. I've learned so much, and I think now is a fitting time to end this trip and look to the future. It's always a bit sad in a way finishing something, but I haven't really finished. I'm coming back and I'll finish it in a few months' time. So thanks so much everybody for the support on this. Really appreciate you watching and coming along. I really appreciate you coming along on this journey. And I'm back on the coast to coast for the final leg. Got the train to Northallerton this morning. It's lunchtime, so I'm making my way back to the trail, avoiding the busy roads. And it's so good, that feeling when you get back on a trail, you're sort of full of energy, especially when you've had a break. That feeling, sort of freedom again for a few days. I've got 4 days to finish off. Thank you. I've got 4 days to finish off the last 60 miles to get to Robin Hood Bay. So this is a flat section before it gets a bit more challenging, a bit more elevation. Today I'm just walking to the edge of Yorkshire Moors where I'll stop for the night, and then it's going to be 3 really full-on days after today. Hopefully I'll then get to put my 2 stones in the North Sea at Robin Hood Bay. Go straight through this cow field, but I'm not worried about these cows. Everybody gets really nervous. Sometimes you can tell the mood of the cows. Here they're very contented, they've got grass. They haven't got calves, look, I don't think. They're not bothered about me. These cows did sort of run at me, they're a little bit lively, these young ones. But they're not really, I don't think they were dangerous, they just ran at me and sort of, I think they're more interested in food more than anything else. You just wave your sticks at them, they soon stand back. Thing is not to look afraid with any animal. So just had to fight my way through there. Nobody walks this path obviously. Into this field, it goes straight across here. So I've got to go straight through the cornfield, there's no path. I'm just following the GPS. I don't like doing this, but the farmer should leave a footpath. And if he hasn't, I have to make one, unfortunately. I will make sure I'm on the path before I get shot. Anyway, I'm well within my rights to do this. It's a legal right of way, and the farmer's supposed to make provision for it. At the other end, see what damage I've caused. There you go, next person will at least know there's a footpath through the middle of that field. So making really good progress. It's humid, it's midsummer, so that's what you expect. Everything's overgrown, and you have to fight your way through even the agricultural land. It's flat though, so I've just got maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles to do today. Bit of an easy one, 10 miles today. So a few more miles and I'll be in my room. I'm staying in a guest house tonight. I'm wild camping tomorrow night. Today is just more like an acclimatization day, just getting back out on the trail after 1 month. And then tomorrow it's going to get serious. Got at least a 20-mile day to do tomorrow, and that's the only option really, because there's not much in between here and there. The joiner's shop. Well, there's a nice surprise. A couple of seats outside waiting for me. And here's the sign, St. B's 140. Robin Hood's Bay 50. Just the job. That was lovely and perfectly timed for the shower. Stopped raining now. Well, I'm not staying there, I don't think. Here you go, Park House. Seen it all now, the Walker's bed and breakfast. The coast to coast Park House. Oh, I really picked the right place to stay. Had no idea. I just went on to, I think it's bookings.com, and this is what came up. There's St. B's, 132 miles. That's what I've done so far. And then Robin Hood's Bay, 48 miles. That's all I've got to do. Some nice seats outside.
The destination is on your left.
There you go.
TL6, 3PE.
Welcome to Yorkshire. Some southerners welcome. And check-in is from 4 PM. The lakes or the dales. I'm in the Dales. Twin room. Let's see what it's got in here. I think it's shower, yes, shower. All set for the night. So I think I'll just do my things and see you bright and early in the morning. I think it's been raining all night, so glad I was in here, not out there. Yeah.
And the rain came 2 hours earlier.
This is it, 48 miles to go, leaving Park House, fully recommended. Check it out, right on the trail, and it's even on the Ordnance Survey map. And I wanted to introduce you to Jennifer here.
Hi.
Who's walking all the way from Orlando, Florida.
Yep, Orlando, Florida.
And when she saw me last night, what did you say?
I couldn't believe it. I asked him if he was the man from the video that I had seen. And no, the video did not put me off on this. In fact, it helped me a lot. It gave me a really good look at what it was going to be like on the trail at the worst. So I went and bought myself some waterproof socks.
Yeah.
And I made sure I had some good waterproof kit and some backup plans in case things didn't go well.
Oh.
Yes! Yes, I do.
Oh, the key. You've got the key with you. Okay.
Richard, have a good one.
Okay, that was brilliant, Jennifer. Okay. Have a lovely trip, yeah? Okay, so that's Jennifer. She's gone. She forgot her key. But it was funny. I just thought I'd do a quick clip. The video, which was Through the Storm and Black Sail. That was like, she said it was a bit of a wake-up call because she was watching that, you know, before she came out here. As you do, you know, check a few videos out on YouTube. So I'm glad it helped somebody. So it's 8 o'clock. Nice, reasonably early start thanks to early breakfast. Then I want to get to the Lion Inn, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, who knows, 6 o'clock, depending on how this goes. It's going to be a lot of elevation, so it could easily be 6. And then I'm planning to camp there near the pub. Looking forward to a really good day. The first big incline. There's the sun. Gets you warmed up, gets you in the stride of things early on. Here we go. The fruits are walking up the elevation, looking back down on the A19 and the whole of the valley of Mowbray back to Yorkshire Dales. And right across. Yep, this is what it's all about. Enjoying being outdoors, enjoying being in the countryside, getting some exercise. And I'm just coming up. I'll soon be over on those. Look at that. Gonna be walking right the way around that ridge. Absolutely fantastic. It's blue sky over there. That's it, that's the Yorkshire Moors. This is it. The Cleveland Way. So now following the Cleveland Way all the way through pretty much to Blakey Ridge. Look at this for a lovely footpath. So these are the real cows with real bighorns. Thankfully, they're not bothered about me. I wouldn't want him chasing me, would you? So it's been a steep descent and then a steep ascent back onto the moors. So this is it, the famous burial mound. It's 4,000 years old, this burial mound. You're not allowed to touch it. Take a stone or add to any stones. Coming to something significant now. The trig point. 400 meters I think now. Someone's left their glasses on top. Ta-da! That's where I'm going. So I think it's down and then up over there. So let's get this bit done. So this is Claybank, 37 miles I've walked so far. It's 11 o'clock. Looks so easy on YouTube, doesn't it? This is the other side. I have to go all the way down, all the way up to get to this side here. A little bit of a shelter here. This will be my break. And at the Alec Falconer. It's so green down there, look at that. It looks lush, doesn't it? Green, the campsite. Really feels like the top of the world here. You can see such a panoramic view. This is more like it. It's not as bad as what I'd been through before. It's like the southwest coast path. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. Another mountain to climb. And you've got these crazy guys running this thing. 10 miles to go. It's 1 o'clock now. 10 miles on the plateau. I should be able to knock these miles out reasonably fast on here. Look at the footpath, it's really good. So I reckon I will be there before 5 o'clock, which is what I sort of hoped. So it's going to be like this from now on, I think. Quite bleak, just the moors for miles and a footpath through the middle. And a few sheep. It's windy but sort of very quiet. So much the same, but 1 hour to go, I think. About 1 hour to go. Walking through this flat but fairly monotonous path. Looks like I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock, which I'm very happy with. If I do get there at 5 o'clock, that's like, was that 9 hours? And with the breaks, it would be like 8 hours to do 20 miles. So there is the Lion Inn over there. It's one of the most remote pubs. It's always on TV when it snows. But yeah, all the day trippers are out. I think I will be in the beer garden. There's no wind here at all. This is the best place here, no wind. So they're the rooms that are fully booked, and I'll be just outside the window in a bivvy bag tonight, as opposed to in the room, because I like wild camping. Although it's not really wild camping, is it, in the beer garden, but I think it's the best option. You get food here, you get water here. I haven't got any water, I haven't got any food really. So I've had a nice meal. In fact, I couldn't eat it, it was so huge. I'm not sure if that guy's tent's going to be there in the morning. What do you think? Thing is, I don't want to go with a bivvy bag in the campsite because I might get run over in a bivvy bag. They'll think it's a log. There you go, that's where I'm going to be, in the corner here, just fit in there nicely, out the wind, and it's sort of camouflaged, so people aren't going to really bother about me, are they, from the pub? Especially when it goes dark, no one's going to know there's anybody lurking in the corner over there. Yeah, so that's me set up. The other wild campers have just come in. We're doing the coast to coast. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple over there putting up the tents, and there's someone over there as well. But the thing is, they are right in the wind over there, whereas I'm behind this wall. The wind comes straight through the valley and through this direction, so I'm tucked in out the wind in my bivvy. So this is my cowboy camp, which is cowboys I get. No tent, no tarp, just a bivvy, and it's bivvy in the beer garden at the Lion Inn at Blakey Ridge. What a beautiful night tonight, the perfect night. So that was the sunset. So now I should get the stars as well. Don't know how well it's going to come out, but I'll try and film some stars. So what I didn't bargain for was all the lights they've got here. They've got floodlights out on the beer garden, so I can't go in the corner there, so I'm going here. So what I'm doing is here is just hiding behind there, and I'm going to get in there. So that's my cowboy camp set up. I think it's about time to get in. There are some stars, but this camera doesn't pick them up. It's amazing actually. It's now midnight. It's very quiet now. Everyone's gone to sleep. Well, I made it through the night. Very early, but it wasn't too bad. Lovely and warm. So my lightweight strategy paid off. It never gets old, does it, waking up outside? Especially somewhere as beautiful as this. It's not quite sunrise yet. Absolutely glorious day. Couldn't have been a better night really, the bivvy. I wasn't cold at all. A little bit of hay fever I think it is. My throat is a bit funny, but other than that I slept pretty well. Woke up obviously a few times like you do in a bivvy, but I survived. Just love it in the morning like this. Nobody about. Everybody's totally asleep still. It's 5 o'clock now. Just after, about 5:15. And it's just the best time of the day. Look at that valley. Absolutely beautiful. So quiet. Few sheep. The odd bird. The Yorkshire moors and beyond, and that's where I'm heading over there. So all I had last night was this quilt. This one tigress quilt. It's a down quilt. Absolutely fine. Down to 11 degrees. So it was a cowboy camp after all. This acts like a poncho. Should warm me up a bit and wake me up. That's nice. Home comforts in the beer garden. The good thing with camping in a beer garden is you've got a ready-made table and chairs, so you can get everything organised to pack everything away and be ready for the next day on the trail. Seems to be getting a bit sort of greyer. Pretty sure there's some rain coming in, a few showers. A few spots coming through, so I'm not taking any chances with my kit. So I found the perfect shelter. This is a real well. Conveniently, it's got a nice little cover. In fact, I could have Slept on here last night, couldn't I? I've got 30 miles to do. So only 2 days to go. It's exciting to finish the coast to coast. So I managed to book breakfast last night. £8.50 I think. It's really strange the contrast, isn't it, between sleeping in a bivvy bag in the beer garden and the next minute you're allowed in into these lovely surroundings. Okay, so time to leave the Lion Inn. Penultimate day of the coast to coast. Isn't it wonderful just getting up after camping and then just all you got to worry about is just hiking again. And now look, I can definitely see the sea. So it's 6 miles to Glaisdale. Look at that, that's Glaisdale Valley I think. And I think I'm walking all the way around this ridge. And along there as far as I can see, I think. It's always nice to see your destination. It's now midday, or just after midday. So it's taken me, well, not too bad, 3.5 hours to get here. I'd say it must be 10 miles. So that's not too bad. So really good progress. I'm glad it's a shorter day today because my legs in the last sort of hour or so have started to become quite stiff, which is fine, but I think it's just the accumulation of a huge day yesterday and then doing another almost 4 hours so far today. That's why you have to sort of pace yourself and take some breaks on this hike. Famous Beggar's Bridge, early 1700s. It was built by a guy who needed to cross the river to see his lover, and he went overseas, made some money. He wasn't allowed to see the woman, young woman. He came back after being overseas, made some money, and he built this old bridge. So the coast to coast follows the Esk Valley Walk now along the River Esk, and it's so, I mean, it's so varied, isn't it? Different things you see on this walk. Now through this woodland with the river below. Someone's taking care of me again. I booked a hotel, no idea exactly where it was. First thing I see, the Horseshoe Hotel. I've made it, 1:30. Unbelievable. I'm even too early to check in. It's going to be a nice cup of tea and cake. And as I got here, I thought I was going to be the first one here, but she said the first hikers came through at 9:30 this morning because they're obviously going to finish the whole coast to coast, so they started at 3 in the morning or something. So yeah, I think I must be the first of the ordinary hikers. Very civilized. Cheers. I'm in my room, 2 o'clock. I've got Yorkshire tea. What more can I ask for? So I'm going to have a bit of a catch up, I think, and I'll see you a bit later. For a little bit of a stroll after that big dinner. There's the stepping stones. That's it, that's Egton Bridge. I don't really think there's much else here. There's a walk back to get a good night's sleep, hopefully, tonight. It's my final night on the coast to coast. What an adventure it's been. It really has. A lot of preparation, a lot of commitment, but well worth it. I look forward to seeing you bright and early when I'm going to leave at the latest 6. Who knows, if I wake up early at first light, I'll leave at 5. Here goes. Yep, it is the last day of the coast to coast. Just after 5 o'clock, my earliest start. I'm on my way. I wanted to get going, have plenty of time to enjoy the final day. Let's go. Here we go. This is the famous toll road. Still got the prices. 1 horse, 2 wheels, 4D. Motorcycle and sidecar, a hearse. On this trail, I think of all the people who inspired me to do this, other YouTubers who inspired me to do this, so I think it's only right I give them a shout out. So channels that inspired me, the first one was Hayes Outdoors. Check out his channel, he's got a big channel, very good, and it was his. I think that was the first one I saw. And then I saw, I think it was Simon Outdoors, and he really pushed on and did his in record time. I saw Ash Outdoors do this about a year ago and really struggled with his footwear and tent and everything else, but battled on through and made it. Then I also saw Step Away from the Screens, Nobby, and then I also saw even the long film by Abby Barnes, and she was struggling with mental health issues and she made it as well. And there are others as well which I've obviously watched. So if I can't mention everybody, and just a little thank you for those channels who filmed this. Pies, sausage rolls, sandwiches, sweet shop as well. A lovely old station here, Gromont. The old carriages. Funnily enough, I do actually remember these types of carriages where you had 6 in the carriage, and it's 6 AM. Still get my heart going, won't it? You can see I'm bracing myself ready for the rain, and a few spots coming in. I can just feel the spots now coming through. Anyway, I love each moment of this walk, having to adapt to whatever gets thrown at you. I've been very fortunate, haven't I? I've had very little rain the last few days. Only like a brief shower. 13 miles to go, something like that. Not far. Should be able to see the sea, but it's disappeared in the fog. So I'd have to say, it is quite emotional. I don't know why, but just to see the sea, and that's the end. And I think it must be because I'm an islander, I suppose. I live on this island. I was born on this island. And just to walk across the island, I mean, who doesn't want to walk across the island where they live? And so I think that's part of the appeal, I think, of the coast to coast. You know, you're walking right across England from coast to coast. There aren't really many other places you could perhaps do it which are as good as this. You can see 2 towers. That's Whitby. You can see like it goes down to the sea. Looks like a little bit of a harbour, and a church spire. So that's Whitby. So, and I think Robin's Hood Bay, I think to the right of where you can see those rays of sun are coming down through the clouds. Yeah, so I can see the destination, but it's still at least 12 miles away. I got so carried away in my excitement of seeing the sea that I completely missed my turning and walked around the wrong side of the moor. So now I've got to make my way back. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Where does my help come from? It comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. It's open for prayer. Beautiful little Methodist chapel. I can't not go in here. Hello. Hello. In the chapel, and here's Lottie. I did meet her at Blakey Ridge, and so I just want Lottie to say what's her experience of the coast to coast, and what would you say to people who are thinking of doing it? I didn't give you any heads up. So
You didn't give me any heads up. Somehow I made this trip one of endurance and trying to get through and push myself as much as I can. So I would probably say, if I was to plan this again, be kind on yourself. Allow some rest breaks, bring extra pain meds because you'll probably need them.
Definitely.
But enjoy the process.
But you've done it straight through, so not like me. I've split it up into 3 sections.
Straight through, day 11.
Yeah,
and I didn't start until late on the first day, so...
and you've wild camped a lot of it.
I've wild camped a lot of it as well.
Yeah, so really, hats off to you. I mean, it's amazing, you know.
They've been some of the special moments though, the wild camps. I think sometimes you can get sucked into kind of going to different places, but pubs are great, you know, people and the places like this, where they give you a few hours to just sit, have a cup of tea, recap.
Well, thanks Lottie, and so
thank you very
wish
much.
you well for the rest of the trip, and today is the last day.
The last
You're going to do
day.
it, so congratulations.
Final push,
Yeah,
thank you.
perfect timing for I've got my sandwich, I've got tea and coffee, so this is my breakfast. Nice relax in here and have a bit of a break. So thank you for the congregation of this church for making this available. It's so kind, and it's a great witness, isn't it? How God loves everybody, and He gives free refreshments here. You can leave a donation if you like, which obviously I will, but yeah, nice cup of tea. Most appreciated. It's a beautiful little woodland here, Little Beck Nature Reserve. It's a little hermit's hut from 1799. 1790. It's inevitable, you have to go in and have a quick look. There it is. On the top there are 2 seats which you're supposed to go and make a wish. But I don't believe in that sort of stuff. Beautiful woodland here. And then after sort of going through the woodland, not seeing much for miles and miles, you come out and you finally sense that you're coming back to the coast. I think there's no swamp or bog on this final section. You still have to go through a bog, but by this stage you're very experienced with swamps, bogs and all sorts of terrain. There you go, Robin Hood's Bay. The first time you see a sign for Robin Hood's Bay really is 3.5 miles before. Well, that's on the road. I'm not sure about along the cliffs. Not far now, another hour, maybe 2 hours, because I'm starting to feel it a little bit. My feet are getting just a little bit tender, as they do when you walk on a lot of roads like this. I'm sure I can do 3.5 miles, 4 miles. Yep, I'm sure I can do it now. This is going to be fantastic. The next couple of hours I'll be dipping my feet in the North Sea. That's it, no shortcuts. I'm not going on the road, I'm going on the cliffs. I want to see the Robin Hood's Bay from the cliffs. I've heard it's fantastic. It's a North Yorkshire Jurassic coast. It's very dramatic. So you just have to cut through this caravan park here. It is a right of way. So 3 miles to go. And it's only like, well, it's about 12:30 now. 12:30. 3 miles to go. So I'll definitely be there by 2. Which is, we're really happy. Really covered good ground. I really enjoyed it as well. The Irish Sea, getting closer and closer. Robin Hood's Bay. Now you can see the main bay. Here I am, Robin Hood's Bay, the end of the coast to coast. Can't quite believe it. Seems so bizarre, haven't seen so many people's videos. I've been here. What a relief and an achievement. A joy, I'll never forget this. Created some amazing memories. So glad you could come on this journey. There's just a couple of things you have to do in the great tradition on the Wainwright's coast to coast. I also feel so grateful to Wainwright, so grateful that he had the vision for this coast to coast footpath. As you can see, the sea is so far out, it's low tide. So I'm going to dip my feet here. I think it still counts as a sea. Otherwise I might sink. I don't want to disappear in the quicksand. I'm going for a full immersion. I think my feet deserve it. And the second part of the tradition for the coast to coast is the pebbles you pick up in St. Bees. I've carried these two all the way with me across the whole of England, 190 miles. I'm going to just throw these two pebbles I took from the Irish Sea into the North Sea, which is here. That's it, all done. So that's it for the coast to coast. It's an emotional experience walking the coast to coast, but to get here, it just shows you can do it. You can do things. If you have a dream, if you plan for it, you can do it. Even when the going gets really hard, you can overcome. Even if you have to come back and pick up where you left off, you can still complete what you started. So at the beginning of the year I said I'd like to do the coast to coast. So 2022, this is it. Fulfill the vision which I've been wanting to do for at least 2 years. So maybe for you it's time to maybe think about doing something new. Maybe what could you do? Maybe do something that seems a bit scary. This was very scary to me. I still had butterflies in my stomach before I set off each time for this trip. But I know I can do it. I feel stronger. I also feel like, what can I do next? Maybe there's bigger adventures ahead. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.